Hello and welcome back to the land. I just got here a few minutes ago. It's a bit of a rainy day today. As you can see, a bit of a rainy day, but that's okay. I'm up here now for about 9 days, so I'm going to take a little bit easy here, get myself unpacked. Gotta wait for the rain to die down a bit, and then unpack the car. Got a few things that I want to do today that don't really matter if it's raining or not, so I'll get myself suited up and go check out the place. I want to see how the rain is affecting the road on the different areas that I have there. So it's actually good to have a little bit of rain so I can see the water flow, see if there's any spots where the road's being washed out at all. And then there's a few little things I want to take a look at the tractor. A couple of just things not quite working properly lately, and I want to just take a little bit of time to investigate those before I get using the tractor later this week. So I guess for now I'm just gonna relax here, finish my my coffee from the way up, and yeah, I'll be back in a bit. Stay tuned. Rain's pretty much stopped, you can see. Anyway, so as per usual, first step when I get here is to check on the beaver dam, so let's go do that. Looks like he's done a little bit of work here, but water level's pretty high right now just from all the rain we've been getting, so I'm actually blocking it up. But I'm gonna clear this area anyway, and then we'll get going. All right, before I get started here on the tractor, I'm gonna go for a little walk, but I've got my my Thermicell, and still got a little bit of life in it, a little bit of fuel in the cartridge, so I'm gonna fire this this puppy up and leave it here with the tractor, and hopefully when I come back, the mosquitoes in this area will be a little less, because they're not at the moment. There's quite a few mosquitoes in here, and it's sheltered. So anyway, let me light this up. I'll show you how I do it. So just got to flick the switch on. You wait about 5-10 seconds, and then you hit the button and you look through there to see if you can see the little fire burning. And once you see that, then you're good. Normally this pad is pure blue, and you can see it's already turning white, so it's not a fresh one obviously, but I think it's going to be enough to get the scent in this tent, and then hopefully it'll make the mosquitoes all go away. So I'm just going to put it down right here, and yeah, I'm gonna go look for spots on the road now that are kind of getting washed out or water collecting, that kind of thing, just to get a sense of what's going on. Okay, I'm at the first sort of big steep hill here at the front. When I was coming in, I kind of noticed this this area that you can see here. It's definitely a little bit washed out going down this path, so the water's kind of like collecting. It's kind of coming down in here and then kind of pooling down. You can sort of see the pine needles here too, showing evidence of the water. So I think what I can do is just I'll cut a little ditch into the side here, just so that it fades out into the gully there instead of down my trail. So that should be pretty easy, and then that should fix that area up. So that's one chore to put on the list. Let's keep going on the walk. We made it up to Calia's bunkie spot here, which I'm going to do a little bit of work on, standing up on the this picnic table, but I don't know what's going on here. I wonder if a beaver has moved in at the end of the lake, but this whole area is flooded right up to the edge of this this thing here. So usually I would go down there and walk along the edge to get to the sort of creek side, but can't get there now. This whole thing is flooded out, so it doesn't look like it's flowing very much either. So I gotta go investigate that, see what's going on. Let's go take a look. I'm on my way down to the creek here, but I kind of suspected that this spot was going to be pretty bad. And it was already kind of low and collecting, and then the water's got kind of nowhere to go. So I need to sort of build this area up quite a bit and dig out a ditch or something so the water can find a way off. So yeah, you can definitely see sort of wash out on the road here. At the creek, water is flowing pretty good, but I mean, like I say, there's been a lot of rain lately, so it's definitely looking a bit swollen. Let's see if I can see up at the dam from here. It's hard to tell. I'm going to have to go a little farther to take a look. There's not a lot of water coming off the hill here either. So check that out in a bit. Let's wander up to the edge here. Oh wow, look at that. The beaver has moved in. It's got this whole thing dammed right off. Look at that. That is super neat. Now is the big dilemma. Am I okay with this? I really do like beavers, and the idea of having this whole thing a big beaver pond is somewhat appealing, especially with the little house there. But I don't know. I'm gonna have to give it some thought and maybe let the kids help me decide what we want to do. But I'm gonna move out to the rock area over there because it's a little bit nicer. So let's go over there. I guess it's a be careful what you wish for, eh? I do like this sort of outcropping of rock here. Might want to trim up these trees a bit, but I certainly don't want them raising the water level much more than this. Kind of already at the boundary here of what I would like, but I don't yet see any spots where he's like building a house or something. So this is very, very fresh. He's just got the dam started. I might bring the trail cam over here and set it up so I can see what's going on. But yeah, I'll have to blaze a new trail a little bit farther back, and we may have to rethink the bunkie spot too. We might need to move it up a little bit or do something. I'm not sure how much higher the beaver dam would go. I know that if you look at the kind of like surrounding area, they definitely had it up quite a bit at one point, the beavers. I'm not sure when that original dam collapsed from there, but I think the water level is kind of up to the edge there. A lot of these smaller trees have only been here probably for 10 years or so. All these pines that are on the edge, they're all pretty young. So I think it went up, and you can see like that's all like pretty hard rock there, and then around this whole thing is a big bowl. So if you just plug this one spot, this whole area will fill up quite a bit, and it goes up over here too quite a bit. So you know, the beaver dam just has to really close off this one little area, and this whole lake or whole pond can really fill up. So I got to do some soul searching now. All my talk about, you know, protecting the beavers. Am I going to eat my words, or am I going to let the beaver kind of own this area? This is all my land, so I shouldn't have any issues with anybody else coming along and telling me what to do or trying to kill my beaver. So if I do want to let them live here and try to live in harmony with them, it should just be between me and him, and no one else should be concerned with it. So anyway, yeah, that's really interesting. I wasn't really expecting that. Anyway, I'm gonna take a walk up the hill there, since the water wasn't flowing down there very well. So I want to check to see what's going on up top and make sure we're not blocking the water somewhere. So let's go. All right, the water is definitely flowing down my little creek, my little ditch here, but there's definitely evidence of corrosion on the road here too. So obviously not all the water is finding its way into that ditch, and then it's collecting and moving down the road here on the big downpours. Now, it might not be much I can do about that, but once I get the this road kind of like more top layer added onto it, maybe I can put some cuts out or something into the ditch to help with that. But yeah, it's still quite wet up here, which I kind of expected, because this area, it's kind of like just, you know, flat and stagnant, so when the water's coming down, it's got nowhere to go. But once I build this road part up, then the water should find its way down along the sides into the ditches and stuff. So it's not horrible, I guess. I still do want to take down these 2 trees at least, maybe some more of them back there too, so I can make this whole area here a bit of a turnaround spot. Trim back even farther than I have. This is probably the worst section here. I need to maybe just dump a couple of loads of the aggregate here just to help flatten it out more. I did put a bunch down here, but it looks like the water's kind of got nowhere to go. So I wonder if I cut a bit of a ditch out there and build this area up more, that would help the waters kind of seep away from here. But I did bring a bunch of aggregate up here with the side-by-side, just running up loads and kind of dumping them, and that it did make a big difference, especially in this area right here. But I need quite a bit of it before this area is going to be really good. You can see the water's actually flowing there. These mosquitoes too, as soon as I stop moving, they start swarming. I didn't bring my my mosquito hat either, so I'm not going to want to stop for too long. Yeah, this area super wet. That's why I didn't bother going kind of up and around over the hill that way, just because of this really wet spot. But it looks like I'm kind of like blocking this water from really seeping out well. So when I get the tractor up here later, I might just kind of clear a better path that way to allow the water to leave. I do have quite a bit of big rocks in through here, so the water's not really too deep, I don't think. It's just kind of on the surface, but it's having trouble getting away, so if I can help that. And then I do need to bring up some more aggregate too into this area just to help build it up. It's a bit tipsy getting through here. And then yeah, on it goes. Anyway, I'm gonna just keep walking out to the end here, and then we'll maybe take a look at what's to come. All right, I'm at the end of the road, as they say. We'll talk about what I'm gonna do next maybe later. I'm not gonna do it right now anyway. So, but no other major issues with the water kind of pooling in spots. It's been pretty good along this last stretch. So. Anyway, as you can see, I can't stop, or the bugs are pretty bad. So I'm gonna get going back, and I kind of got sidetracked here too. I wasn't planning to kind of be out this long, but I got my my Thermicell going there back in the tractor cover. So I'm gonna head back to there, and we'll talk about what I want to try to take a look at on the tractor, and hopefully the mosquitoes aren't too bad in the tent now with that Thermicell going. And yeah, so I'll meet you over there. Bye for now. All right, up the tractor now. Thermicell still burning, still a little bit of blue in the thing here, and it does seem to be working. I've only been here just a few minutes now, but I've come and gone a couple times, and there's not really any bugs in here. You can see the this area here that was just loaded earlier. Just a few stragglers now of those big bugs, but yeah, I'm not seeing any mosquitoes or really anything else. So yeah, I've had pretty good luck with that over at the camp too. I've been using it on the porch, but it doesn't work that great when there's wind, because the wind just kind of blows it around, and then it doesn't set up like a protective dome. But inside a little spot like this where there's not a lot of wind, it does seem to work. So keep an eye on it. It's probably not super strong anymore, being at the end of its life here. But anyway, so let's talk about the tractor work. So I've been having a little bit of trouble with the boom on the backhoe swinging this way. So it swings that way okay, but then when I try to come back this way, it sometimes either doesn't move at all or moves really slow, and I kind of have to fiddle with it a bit. So I kind of stopped doing it the last time I was on it. It seemed to be working okay, but every once in a while I still get a little bit of a hiccup. So I'm not sure what's wrong. I'm hoping it's not like an airlock or anything like that in the tubes or whatever. But I did have an issue earlier with some of the controls. One of them actually like broke, and I lost full control. But it was inside the inside this little container part here. When these controls go down into like shafts that go down, and then they control the valves underneath. So I'm going to take this off again, these bolts, and check that out. That's the first item on the list. So let's find some tools and get to it. Alright, I got the cover off here. I don't see anything obvious. I mean, it's a little sloppy. So this one down here maybe is a little loose. You can see it's sort of a little bit sloppy, but that's not the one that was having a problem. It was kind of like this one here, which is wrong with these ones here. I guess I'll tighten these up while I'm in here, but don't think that was the problem that I was having earlier. So I'll give those a bit of a tighten up anyway, and then I'll put the cover back on. But unfortunately nothing obvious there, so to keep an eye out for this problem to continue, and then maybe do a bit more research on it. Anyway, let me get that done, and then we'll get on to the second item. All right, I had to go grab a headlamp, because the next thing I want to try here is my parking brake. It doesn't really work. So if I push the brakes down, I mean, the brakes seem to have a little bit of play too, so I'm kind of thinking maybe it's the play in the brake. Okay, so it looks like this. Here's the brake. So when I push if I can reach up here, I push the brakes down, these things move. So one over here, push against the back there, and then hard to do this with one hand, but this is the parking brake, so it hooks into the little slot on the back of that. So I think the problem is just that I can't, because the brakes are a little bit sloppy, by the time that locks in, the brakes are kind of like barely on. So I think all I need to do is loosen this nut off and lengthen this a bit so it's not so sloppy. Same on the other side here. Just kind of like tighten those up a bit so that when I push the brake, there's not so much like kind of loose give before it. Like I can feel it touching kind of now, but up until then, nothing's really hitting. So I'm gonna try that, loosen those off a bit, and then see if I can get that to tighten up. So let's give it a go. All right, that's a lot better now. Sort of starts hitting right away. I need to get up on the tractor here to test this. really got to push to get it to stick. Before you just kind of like bumped it. This is very sloppy. Now you really got to push to get it to go. It's not too tight, I don't think so, but anyways, what do I know? Give it a try, I guess, and if I notice it feels like that it's too tight or I hear something wrong, then I'll maybe back them off a little bit. But it feels pretty good. Like it's tight right away, but it's not. There's a tiny bit of play just before it hits. It feels much better than it did before. Before it just felt like I didn't really have brakes. So now hopefully that'll work. Anyway, I guess that's it for the tractor. I did find another grease spot underneath the tractor I didn't know about before, so I'm going to go back under there with the lamp and look around and see if I can find any more grease spots and just give them a shot. Anyway, that's probably it for the tractor, and then I'll figure out what I want to do next and let you know. See you in a bit. All right, I'm back out at the end of the road here. I'm gonna scout out a little bit where I need to go, and I brought my my bale hook here. I'm gonna just take down some of the little branches as I go here. So tomorrow I'll look at the tractor up here and kind of continue cutting this bank away, and I'll be heading up basically slight angle here up this spot to take this big tree down first. Probably will actually. Need to bring the chainsaw up here. I didn't bring it tonight right now, but I'm a little worried about some of this area here. Hoping it's not too rocky under there. But I'll take that big tree down. I'll take these little trees here down, which the beaver looks like he already started to. I'll take these two down. I'll leave the ones on this side, and I'll try to cut the trail. I'll try it anyway, straight through here. Might be tight between this tree and this tree, but we'll try leaving it for now. Coming through here, you may have to take this one down though. It's crouching a little bit. You can see it gets pretty steep here pretty quickly. But I gotta stay kind of like up. I don't want to drop down too far. I could maybe go down a tiny bit here, but I think I'm gonna have to drop these two big trees unless I can stay up high enough and get up above them here. But I think I want to be on the uphill side as I get to this area, this big rock here. But there's Behemoth. So I want to make sure I'm up of Behemoth, on the uphill side of Behemoth. Just look at that friggin' thing. It's ginormous, but it's probably not a huge risk. All the big branches have kind of fallen off already now, so as long as I stay on the uphill side of it, I think I should be okay. So once I get past Behemoth, then I'm definitely Still dealing with a bit of a slant here. This beaver's been going to town over here. But you can see we're almost at the lake now. Probably don't have the right gloves on too. I didn't really bring spray either, but kind of got to stay. There's Behemoth again. So I've got to stay kind of like on the uphill side. Hopefully I can cut out this bank. There's definitely some big boulders up in here though too that may be difficult. But that stretch is definitely really slanted, but once I get to this spot here, it actually looks like it does start to level out a tiny bit as I come through here. This spot's not too bad. And through here, probably be the downhill side of this. So coming straight in this way. Along here. This is not, again, not too slanted here. Big pine there. I can stay the downhill side of that. Till I get to here. Hopefully this is not too bad. Getting fairly close now to the spot. Gotta go a little farther here. Terrain's not too slanted here. Just kind of gotta decide. I think what I might do is come down to this, so when I get up to that hill there, I'll kind of gently slope it from there, basically down to here, and kind of come down this way. And it's not too bad. I may need to fill this gully in a little bit. Come back up to here, and that's pretty much it. That's the end of it. I mean, I got to do something obviously here. Figure out where I'm gonna like stop the parking, but this is it. This is essentially the spot. So yeah, that's the plan, and looks like the next little stretch that I have is the most challenging. It's the sort of slantiest spot, and it looks like there's a couple of areas where there's some big boulders there that I'm gonna have to kind of work around, but that's it. So I'm gonna make my way back to the side-by-side now. Maybe I'll do a bit more clearing on the way back, and I think I'm gonna go get the chainsaw